Hey everyone, I have here the LEGO Ninjago Sora's Elemental Tech Mech set. This is a $20 US set, and it comes with 209 pieces. It is one of the ones that is able to interchange with a few of the other mechs from this season by simply just taking major sections of it apart. You can reassemble them. The mech itself is pretty tall for the price and complexity, and it also comes with this small side build. This is very simple and obviously represents a bit of a small tree or bush in a dark forest, but it's a nice inclusion because it also has this clear stand and it provides a nice action posing base where you can attach a figure or two, just climbing around, flying around and such. It definitely adds on. Since we're already looking at this wolf mask claw warrior up close, we'll just finish with that nice prints on the torso, hip and leg pieces, and a nice backpack that is able to be reposed in some different ways to represent some wings and or weapons, right? These can be seen as being sharp, so that can be something that can be perhaps brought forward in battle. And you can use your imagination with this, but I think that it gives you a nice physical real base here. And there's a spot where you can connect something else on the back if you wanted to kind of double things up, and you also get the claws on there as well. And there's also a person underneath who has yellow skin tone, although the yellow is not printed all that well. There's an alternate face here. Also, yeah, you can see it there. And then this is the Sora figure with hair, and it's the recolored hair piece from Monkey Kid and May. But I still think that it looks good, but they don't give you an alternate here. So they don't give you the version with the ears or a hood as an option in this set. Really nice print for the arm there, and alternate face. That's of course when she's powered up, and this is what the other face looks like. Pretty angry. The figure sits down in the cockpit, and then the specialized front piece comes up, and this right here is a print. Now this is built like one of the more simplistic mechs of the current era, where it's got these specialized pre-bent pieces used for the elbows and for the knees. I think that on the smaller mechs, those are perfectly fine, especially for the younger age group where having a whole lot of articulation and smaller, easier to move limbs can be frustrating because it becomes difficult to keep something standing or to put it into a stable pose. And I know most people will disagree with me here, but I think that in this case, even with this larger build, they did double up from side to side for a little extra thickness there. But I think that those joints do work for the knees as far as articulation is concerned, because I just feel like this is the appropriate amount of stiffness in the joints and gives you enough range of motion. I do, as always, wish that there was a little bit more front to back articulation and range of motion in the ankles. So that is for stability, but you can take these blockers out if you want the rear one and the front one to give it more. That's very easy to do, but just by default, it would have been nice to have a little bit more range there, but it's not too bad. And it's nice to be able to easily get this into a stable motion pose without having to, be too finicky with the joints. However, the elbows, I think, in this case are very limiting. I definitely wish that this had articulation at the elbows instead, because as it is, you can move these arms up and down, of course, just fine. You can also go like this. This way is fine, but then as soon as you go this way, now you're not going across the body, but then you can do this. You can slash, but you only slash almost to straight. Now, it doesn't even go fully straight. There's not a 90-degree angle here. So that's when you have to take advantage of the other articulation made possible by a new piece that they made just recently to allow them to, oops, just knocked that off accidentally. That's actually the second time I've knocked that off, interestingly. So I'll have to come back and circle back to that. But yes, you do have waist articulation. It's full 360 degrees, and it does have the ratchet in it, so it's not just free flowing around. So like this for play, you can go across, but I still really wish that you were able to change this angle right here. Would have been nice to have that option. And yeah, so this time I knocked this little piece here off by moving the arm around, and I can see it's already starting to loosen up again. The other time that I knocked it off previously was just from opening and closing this, just messing around with testing out how easy it is to put the figure in and take it out, which is perfectly fine. It's nice and convenient here. But I guess these pieces then are points of possible mild frustration, because they will pop off. These are nice that you can change the angles of these, because then you can kind of change the feel of it, make them look more like vertical stabilizers. I don't know why, but it's kind of, I don't know. It works for me in some kind of way. If it's flying, I suppose, or at least, hey, I guess you could see this as flying. Imagine that this is a little like a helicopter blade, a turbine blade, spinning up, and it's just using that to fly around. And you use these as aerodynamic devices. I don't know. That's not what they're intended to be. Use them as blades, shoulder charge, and then cut across with it. Those are nice. But again, I really wish that you could do something else here. These, by the way, can also be used as weapons as they are right now, or just as decorations, but they are minifig weapons as well. So this is effectively storage for Sora's swords, which is nice, nicely integrated. And this is also nicely integrated. You can take this out easily. It's just attached in with a Technic axle pin right here. It can also rotate around. So you can rotate to the other side. That's nice. It's simple. Only 3 fingers is unfortunate. I wish there was a thumb also, just to look better, because this kind of looks like you're just doing like this. It doesn't really look like it's holding it. It looks like it's holding it down. I don't know, but it's a tiny, tiny nitpick. A couple extra pieces would be nice there. And also I should point out that these move out of the way really easily. They just kind of get out of their own way. You don't even have to really pose them properly, just like with the other mechs that use this similar design. So that's good, usable, and you get some of the trans pink in there. And around the back, it doesn't look too bad. Anti-studs, I don't like the look of anti-studs almost ever, but at least the colors here are fine. You even got a little bit of the trans pink right here. So that's nice, and helps to keep everything together color scheme wise. These are the only leftover pieces. At least these are useful and can be added for minifigs to use. And there's no sticker sheet to show you because only prints are used in this set. Well, it's one print, right? The price again was $20 US. It's 20 euros, 18 pounds UK, or $25 Canadian. And relative to other toys on the market today, not just other Lego things, but just in general, the amount of stuff that you get here and the play value, display value, I think the total value is perfectly fine. I really couldn't reasonably ask for it to be better. I could easily see this being $25 for what it is, though I would then ask even more for it to be articulated at the elbows. I could even see Lego asking $30 for this maybe a year ago when prices were especially high, even $35. Honestly, I could have seen them asking $35 for this during the worst of times value-wise. And it wouldn't have been completely ridiculous because it's still a good toy. Even this little side build that just uses a handful of pieces is really, really useful. And I personally am biased in favor of the color scheme of Sora's stuff, but that doesn't affect here my feeling about the value. But $20 I feel is good. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Yes, I'm literally going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this and hope this helped you to come to your own conclusions about value and how good of a thing it is. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.